Hi guys, just want to make a quick video. I'm in the process of doing my weekend scan, just looking for everything that I kind of want to nail this week. And I'm noticing some pretty interesting information. So I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone. This is not an instructional video, so to speak, on trading breakouts or anything like that. This is just my scan, what I'm seeing, how I'm seeing it. Really good stuff for you guys to kind of see what I'm thinking here. So basically this is my scan. It's just a raw scan where basically I'm pulling up every stock that's between $1 and $150. Every stock that's for the last 10 days has averaged over 25 million in volume, 25 million shares in volume. So it just brings me all of the main stuff that's kind of been in circulation. So but as I was going through this, I started noticing some pretty interesting stuff. I think I kind of mentioned it in the webinar how, like with oil bottoming out and the airlines, cruise lines, hotels, all that kind of stuff that are all bottomed out. With that stuff, obviously oil's not a buy until the airlines and cruise lines and all that stuff gets going, until the economy gets going back again. But it looks like we might be pretty dang close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my charts here. Let me get rid of this. Alright, so this is, let's go to, let me sort this by volume. Let's go American Airlines to start off, okay? And I've got my regression channel on here, I think. Yes, I do. Alright, so the main thing is with any downtrending stock, okay? One thing you notice on my charts, this purple line is my 252 period rolling VWAP, okay? So basically it equates back to 252 days what the volume weighted average price is and shows me what that is on the chart. So anytime price is below the VWAP, you consider it in a downtrend, okay? Anytime it's above it, you can consider it an uptrend. Alright, pretty simple, pretty easy. Alright. So, one thing to know about the VWAP, anytime price is under the VWAP, it can act as resistance. Anytime price is over the VWAP, it can act as support. Okay, pretty simple. Alright, so what this is here is a regression channel. Regression channels, a quick explanation of the regression channel is it's the mathematics of, it shows you. So this center gray line that you can barely see is like the average price for that range, okay? And by range, let's back up here. Okay, this right here is an impulse move. Okay, we're going to consider this trend. And what kind of a trend would this be? This would be an uptrend. We'll consider this a trend as well. That's a downtrend, obviously. Anytime you get where the price goes sideways, it's called a range or chop, okay? You don't want to trade in chop. Period. Even I would consider this chop most likely. I mean, unless you're short, you might ride that down because it's consistently moving down. But anytime price is going sideways and stagnating, you don't want to play the chop. All right. The goal is with a regression channel is it shows you your average price. It shows you one standard deviation higher and one standard deviation lower from the average price, and I modified mine to where it shows me two standard deviations higher and lower than the price. Okay, so when I'm looking at this chart, my goal is I'm thinking about getting in right above here, right above the top of this range, because what's it going to do when it breaks out of that range? Just like it did here, most likely a nice impulse move to another range. Okay, I think the stats are is like a chart will be ranging like 80% of the time and trending 20% of the time. The thing is where you make your money is in that 20% of the time. All right, you do not make money in the range and in the chop. If for instance I were to place a buy order here and it pops out and then sneaks right back into that range, I'm getting out. You don't want to be in that range. There's so many times where I would hold stocks and I'd get back in here, and in here this is the hope area. You should never hope, period. Okay, so but if price breaks out of this, there's a very good probability that it's going to go, and I would probably say my goal would probably be right about in this range here, 1660. I'd probably aim for 1650 just so I can get out, be sneaky and get out before the herd does. So, but basically I'd probably place a buy order here right about 1340. Okay, so if price does bust through, it fills me, Okay, I have my 3% stop loss down here, probably right around 12 something. Okay, but I would probably put my sell limit order, my profit target, up here in, like I said, about the 1650 range. All right, so quick recap. Regression channels. Oh, and by the way, this chart, this is the tick range chart. So it's the last 20 years, and every candle represents the ATR, which is the average true range. So every candle, so if the average true range for this, for American Airlines, is $1.30, $1.30 is their average move per day. Every candle is going to be worth $1.30 in move, if that makes sense. Okay, so every time, like if price is going down and it goes down, once it hits that $1.30 range, it'll then create another candle. Okay, so and I just use the ATR, the tick range ATR, to kind of give me a better feel of support and resistance and just overall market structure, so to speak. It's kind of cheating, but it works. So, but anyways, yeah, I'll place my buy order here, let it run. I don't place orders. I don't trade in the range. Okay, you'll get chopped up, chewed up, and you'll lose every ounce of manhood you ever had, or womanhood, depending on who you are. So anyways, so that's American Airlines. So what am I seeing? Okay, it's putting in a nice bottom. It's coming up. It put in the bottom, and it's ranging in this area. That's a very good sign. It's a very good sign that people are accumulating. People are accumulating this. Accumulation and distribution, so to speak. Okay, and I'm also paying attention to this volume. Is volume getting greater in this area? Yes, it is. It's starting to climb pretty good. Okay. All right, let's go to another one. Let's go to Carnival Cruise Lines. All right, so Carnival Cruise Lines, again, I have it here. A beautiful, beautiful range. I mean, look at the regression channels. I mean, it's showing that it's peaking out a couple times and came back down. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about tweezer tops or tweezer bottoms. This right here is the same thing as a doji. So basically, you kind of figure that this price, it hit the top of the channel and rejected. Okay, you notice how it's come back up, rejects. Again, volume is starting to climb in the second half of this range. So what am I going to do? I'm going to place my buy order, not here. I'm going to look back, look to the left, look for prior resistance, which I'm going to say right about here. I would probably place a buy order here, right about 1930-ish. Okay. Now look what we got overhead. We got the VWAP. Okay, so the VWAP might act as resistance. So I might actually place my buy order about 2030. Okay, because I know that if it breaks past this resistance and past this resistance being the VWAP, right here might be a safe bet, because at that point you're in an uptrend, price is above that VWAP. Okay, and I would probably then bank on maybe $30, $30.18 for my profit target, somewhere in that range. Yeah, maybe 29.50 to 30, somewhere in that range. But basically, I don't want to get into profit targets and stuff like that. Just this is kind of what I'm seeing. So these cruise lines, airlines, they're all kind of starting to look promising. But they're looking promising, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get in on them until they break out of this range. Okay, let's try to find another one here. Rig, I don't know what this is. Transocean Limited. So this must be an oil company. Yeah, let me. I remember how I said oil will airlines and cruise lines, and the economy needs to get back on track before oil is going to fully recover. So as you can see, we're like 2 weeks behind the airlines and the cruise lines. This is, I mean, you could like stay in your house and not listen to news, and you could pretty much tell what's going on in the world around you based off of the charts for different sectors. All right, so it put in its bottom. Would I play this? No, because it's creating that range right now that I can't really draw, because there's no, higher high and higher low and stuff like that. And that's another thing to take into account is look at the, if you want to know if it's in an uptrend or a downtrend, look at the the lows and the highs that it's putting in. So you got a lower low, lower high, another lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Oh, it's not quite a lower low. It's right around the same. Okay, a higher high, so it looks kind of promising. People in this area were getting hopeful, but guess what? So now we start the process over. So I want to find one more airline. Did I do Delta? I probably haven't done Delta. Alright, so maybe I did do Delta. Let's do Bank of America. What the heck? We'll look at a financial institution. This is a really nice one. Okay. In fact, this is not only setting up to pop out of this range, but it's setting up in what you call an inverse head and shoulders. Okay. So, for instance, here's a shoulder, and here's the head. Okay. Anytime you see this reverse up here, it's a sign that it's coming down. All right. But we got an inverse head and shoulders happening here. Okay. And the expected move for, I don't want to say expected, but the probable move for an inverted head and shoulders is the same length as the body, which you figure like this. So the possible range, once this breaks out of this range, again, if you place a buy order here about 25-30 in that range, you could almost, I don't want to say bet on it, but you could, you come back a couple weeks later and you'll probably see a move that has ran up to about almost 35 bucks, which is a 38% run. Okay. It's all about patterns. It's all about, because the thing is not only, I mean, where did I get that information? I got that information from people that I've heard trade and talk about, and books, and not books, I don't read books, but YouTube holes, stuff like that. The thing is everybody kind of knows all this stuff. Everybody kind of, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Once I get into teaching you guys like Fibonacci ratios, Fibonacci extensions, stuff like that, you guys will have your mind blown, because everybody uses it, and you can almost bank if a stock runs from point A to point B, you can almost guarantee it's going to come right back down and bounce off of the 50% retracement and then go again, or the 61.8. But everybody follows that stuff, so therefore it becomes kind of like self-fulfilling prophecies. So head and shoulders, possible run back up to about $35, maybe a little bit under. But yeah, I mean, and price would be above VWAP. So, but hopefully you guys can see this range here. This is how I trade now. Okay, I look for this range. I place a buy order above that range on the breakout of that range. When it does, I'm looking for trend, not range. Do not trade this area. If you look at a chart, say you're looking at a 5-minute chart, go ahead and look at a daily chart, look at a weekly chart, look at a monthly chart. Is that stock in a range? You want it to be uptrending. You want it, I mean, if you're going long, you want it to be uptrending. If you're going short, you're looking for a breakout below this level. All right. You don't want to be trading in this area. Hopefully you guys understand. You don't want to be trading this area. If it breaks out and buys you in here, comes out and then drops back down into there, get out of it. All right. Don't waste your time and money, because the money that you're trying to get back and thinking, oh man, I should have got out here. Okay, you're wasting time and money. You take that money and put it to work for you on something else, and you'll get back what you lost out of this, as long as you keep making smart decisions and following your rules. So, all right, I'm going to call it good for this video. If you guys have any questions about this, just let me know.